Microphone check.
Microphone check.
1, 2.
Just
You want yours lower?
Yeah. Yeah, thank you. 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, that's better. Thank you, man. Thank you.
Mic check. We checking these mics.
That's right.
We are back.
We're back. Black coffee?
Black coffee, no sugar, no cream podcast.
Black coffee, no sugar. Black coffee, no sugar, no cream podcast.
I'm not going to DJ tonight.
A little bit.
I am at Kenneth Jinx on Twitter, Instagram, and at Ken Jinx on Facebook. And you are?
I'm at the office, just relaxing.
Brother Timothy. We back.
We back, y'all.
Episode 67.
67. That's good.
67.
Yeah. That's really good. That's over a year.
And I apologize. We took a week off last week.
We ain't apologizing for
yeah,
that.
I ain't want. Well, I'm apologizing.
All right, I'm saving mine.
Okay.
Everybody get one mistake a year. I'm saving mine.
Okay.
I'm saving it.
All right, Black Coffee, No Sugar, No Cream podcast, episode 67. We are everywhere where you can listen to podcasts, most notably Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Spreaker, Stitcher.
Yeah. We got YouTube.
We got YouTube listenership.
Yeah. It's not live though, right?
Not live.
You're gonna check it out.
Right. We're not Facebook Live in the night.
Okay.
Just put us in Bing, Google.
And we'll pop right up.
MSN, Black Coffee, kNOW.
Famous.
Got to know the sugar and know the cream. kNOW.
That's right. Speaking the truth, not watered down. Maybe a little. But.
And if you're watching YouTube, our guest is I could tell she is media trained because she has waited to be introduced.
That's good. Yep, that's good etiquette.
Everybody else just come in and that's fine.
Yep, that's fine.
But we have company and we have a lot to talk about, so we are gonna get straight to it. Our guest.
Hey man, how's your day? How's your week?
Okay. How you been, brother? How you been?
Good God, I tell you.
You look amazing. I tell you that.
I feel amazing. I got my like Democrat stuff and Republican stuff on, so.
You are fair and impartial.
That's right. I am fair and partially impartial.
Yes, indeed.
I feel pretty good. This is I'm going to run for mayor outfit. So,
well, maybe you can get some inspiration from our guests.
And that's why, you know what? And that's where it's coming from because this is the first time we've had. Can we consider you a politician? I
am currently pretending to be a politician.
Okay.
Yes.
We have a politician. So you can give us some pointers on, how this whole thing works and. We'll see how it goes. But my work was good. Family's doing good. Work is going good. I'm almost finished with this. Not flip, but we refined the house we're working on. Already got a tenant, and it's going good. I'm happy. I need shades. Nice. Yeah. And how about yourself? See, look at that. Yeah. How's the family? How's everybody?
Okay. Yeah, we doing well.
Okay.
Everybody's healthy.
Any fascinating things happen this week?
Absolutely not.
Yes, it did.
I mean, yes, we
gotta
hear.
Be something at the house. What happened that you can talk about? That you could talk about. That you can talk about.
I'm still kind of disconnected.
Oh man, we ain't gonna be mentioned on here.
But I do want to give a shout out to Coach Verdell Jones and the Atlanta Tigers.
What happened?
They caught one on the chin last night, but they had an amazing season. Won a regional championship. They won 2 in a row. Last year and this year, they hadn't won one since 1989.
Wow.
So they on the up and up. But
so V the coach.
He's the coach.
Good job, V.
So
he's built his own team.
Yep. So when so they played Wednesday, so I went to that.
Okay.
Friday went to that. Last night, all the way in Lincoln, Illinois, went to that.
Okay.
So I've been out the house. We podcasting tonight. We pod in the night.
And then tomorrow.
So tomorrow I got parent teacher conferences. So
me too.
Yep. So
that's good.
So next week is spring break, and because I work on campus, maybe they'll extend it for me too. So we'll see.
Let's see how it goes.
Rebuke that coronavirus.
Ain't no coronavirus.
Okay.
It's been here, man. Everything's been here. Every 10 years, 5 years, 4 years.
You're right. I agree. So, I definitely agree with that.
Do the best you can. Don't let it change.
Wash your hands.
Yeah. I mean, do stuff we're already supposed to be doing, really.
Yeah.
We're supposed to already be doing it.
Yeah.
But, here.
Black coffee, no sugar, no cream.
Black coffee, no sugar, no cream.
Well, let me officially bring our special guest in. As you know, as our listeners, our loyal listeners know, we've been trying to be attorneys and judges and talk about things ourselves. And we figured we'd go get somebody that actually practices.
That's me.
So I reached out. You prompt responses.
She did?
Very prompt.
That's good.
Yeah. And
that's really good.
A date and time was agreed on promptly as well.
Really? So, right away like that?
Yeah.
And then I was even a few minutes early.
Yeah. And she was actually early tonight. So
that's good.
Without further ado, she is running for county circuit judge?
Resident circuit judge of Champaign County.
And you would explain to us what that is?
Absolutely.
Soon. But ladies and gentlemen, I present to some.
Like she a preacher.
How does it go? I present to some, introduce to others.
Yeah, okay.
Ramona Sullivan.
Hello.
Okay.
Well, thank you for joining us. And I'm sorry, but me and Brother Timothy have one burning question.
We do?
Okay.
Yes, we do. That we need you to answer before we really give you the floor and talk about what you have going on.
Okay.
We do?
So yes, we do. We do.
French. Go ahead.
You're going to get it.
All right.
Okay, Ramona. Ramona is also an attorney.
That's true.
Okay, so hopefully you can answer this for us.
I'll do my best.
Okay. Let's just say I'm a father. This is a hypothetical.
Oh, God.
I'm a father.
Hypothetical.
You are a father.
I mean, I am a father.
You somebody else.
But this is going to be a hypothetical scenario.
Yeah, you somebody else, though.
Okay. A father.
Yeah.
Is
Tyrone.
Paying child support.
That's a very good idea.
Okay. And it's paying child support. Yeah. Court-ordered child support. And tonight we're recording this on a Wednesday. Let's just say Tyrone goes, plays the Powerball, wins it. And let's just say Tyrone is working at Kraft. And based on his salary, he is making $17 an hour. Let's say he's bringing home a couple thousand a month. So his child support payments will reflect what he's making at his day job. So if Tyrone plays the lottery, wins it, and says, I want to take your taxes now, take your state, federal taxes now, I want that lump sum. What does that do to his child support payments from a legal standpoint?
This was not on your list of questions.
That is not. I didn't expect that.
So a child is going to be able to get some benefit from that. But I haven't done any family law since.
That answer.
I don't know what year.
No,
I do know what year. 2015 and no. Yeah, 2015. And then all of the family laws changed that January when I left family law and went back to the public defender's office. So I'm not going to pretend to know all the current answers to those questions. But there will be some benefit to a child in somebody having a windfall.
And it should be.
Because there should be.
Well,
and the law almost always does what it should. Almost always, not always. The law tries to do what it should.
But Ramona, that is not earned income.
It is. Look.
But it shouldn't matter for child support.
Look.
Should be from any source.
Look. We are not doing this.
We shouldn't do this because I haven't done family law in years.
Nope. And look, nobody should have to ask you to pay child support. That's number one. And number two, nobody should have to ask you to pay child support. If you win $1 million, it's inconceivable that you wouldn't give something to the child.
Right.
But it will take the easiest way for you to find the real answer to that question would be to go to illinoislegalaid.org and just punch in that question.
There you go.
And it will punch out the answer.
Yep. And for $19.95, you can get us. Oh, really?
Yeah, totally for free. Do you guys know where Illinois Legal Aid Online is? Is this not a resource that is well known in the community? Because we don't know.
Okay.
Illinois Legal Aid Online. You should know that resource because it has free legal information that would cover almost any possible question you could ask in Illinois.
Ooh,
and it would refer you to places that could help you. But I haven't done family law for a while, and I didn't bring like a statute to look it up. So
good.
Sorry.
All right.
Yeah, we left all the Black's Law Dictionary stuff at the house.
All right. Okay.
What do you do? You go with the line of question.
Okay, well, with some of our audience, Ramona has to
I understand.
start this off by
saying Illinois Legal Aid Online is your best friend.
No. Let's move past that. Yeah, we'll move past that. Ramona, state your credentials just so everybody know it's real.
Sure. Starting at the beginning.
Please.
So I went to this amazing tiny little school called Shiloh. It's it was a K through 12 school at the time in Edgar County rural community.
They've had some really great women's basketball programs.
You're not kidding.
Yeah.
I was part of those.
Oh, you played?
Absolutely.
Awesome.
So K through 12, I was at Shiloh. Graduated from Shiloh, went to the U of I for undergrad. Graduated from undergrad in 93. Stuck around because I liked it here. Went to law school. Graduated from law school here in 96. Took the bar that summer, passed the bar that summer, and have been a lawyer in Central Illinois for going on 24 years.
Clap. Hit the little button.
Okay.
That's good. Congratulations.
Sure.
So you didn't stop. You didn't take a break. None of that kind of stuff.
None of that
Nothing.
kind of
Just
stuff.
straight all the way through.
All the way through.
Passed the bar the first time
Absolutely. Got married, had a baby while in law school.
and still continue without stopping.
Never stopped.
That's good. That's really good. What else? Then I'll go in with my little questions.
All right. So she described her childhood. Okay.
What do you do? Like
So you haven't been to family law so was family law something that you pursued first, or what type of law did you pursue?
So this is going to be a super circular answer.
Okay.
My life has been super circular. I don't know.
I've read up on it.
I don't think
you've
it's
had
like
some ups and
boring
downs.
exactly,
Yeah.
but so I started in law school. I started volunteering at Land of Lincoln Legal Aid, which is
Land of Lincoln.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
and so I did that all during law school. That's
Okay.
where I got my first job in the Decatur office. There used to be a Decatur office of Land of Lincoln, and so my husband and my baby and I lived in Decatur, and we were there for not very long. I was pregnant with my second child when my husband died when we lived in Decatur. So me and my almost 5-year-old and my baby we're all by ourselves in Decatur where we didn't have people. Like it's really nice if you've got a baby and a 5-year-old to have people.
Support. Yeah, absolutely.
So my sister at that time lived in Urbana, so we moved back to Champaign, and I worked at the legal aid office here. And then federal funding cuts eliminated my job 2 years later. So then I didn't have a job for a minute, for about 12 hours. And then I started working at the Champaign County Public Defender's Office, which I did for 4 years in that stint. And then for some family reasons, I needed to move back home to Edgar County. So I moved back home to Edgar County and was in private practice for 2 years. Then there was a chance to go back to Land of Lincoln, which is sort of my true love, in the Charleston office. So I'm living in Edgar, Charleston's in Coles. I don't know how much y'all know about how all these little tiny Central Illinois.
A little bit. I'm a referee, so
you go everywhere. So then I was back at Land of Lincoln, and then I remarried, and he lived here. And my oldest son at that point was going to the Illinois Math and Science Academy in Aurora, so it made more sense to live in Champaign than to live in Paris. So came back here, and then we had a surprise baby. I don't know if that happens to other people, but we had a surprise baby, and so I didn't still want to be at Land of Lincoln where I was in any one of 15 counties any day, and I had a baby that would occasionally get sick at daycare. So I wanted a local job again, so I went back to the public defender's office. So that's a lot of circles, which tells you I don't burn bridges, and I'm always welcome back where I was, which is kind of a cool thing. And I know a lot of things, but I've been back at the public defender's office for long enough now that I don't feel qualified to answer your family law questions today.
That's a lawyer. That's good. That's good. That's good. Lawyer. Getting lawyered up in here. That's good. You like what you do?
I like all of it.
Why'd you decide to be a lawyer? I know it's on the list. I know you got like a secret
brother,
thing.
do your thing.
Why'd you decide to be a lawyer? Who's a lawyer in the family? What kind of
my
background?
oldest brother, and then the second youngest child. So I'm the fifth child. So the oldest, the fourth, and the fifth are all lawyers. And I decided to go to law school because my oldest brother sort of pressured me to. He didn't like my plan A, which was to be a fiction writer. He did not think that was probably going to work out for me long haul. So he said he wanted me to go to law school.
In hindsight, do you agree with him? Or?
Oh, yeah. I love the path that he put me on, although I do still love writing. But
It does make sense. Writing, lawyer.
Yes.
Writing. I mean, you just probably just love English. You love the
Words,
everything, the
I like
grammar,
words.
the syntax, correcting people and stuff like that. You do that?
No.
You don't?
I don't.
Wow. So you don't like the text language, though, do you?
It's okay. I didn't like it at
punctuation.
first. I didn't like it at first, but I've gotten used to it.
I don't want to get used to it for some reason, but I'm like, what is this?
Emojis are even easier.
Yeah.
Like you don't even have to say all the words you used to have to say. You can just.
Yeah, I got you. That's a whole nother language. Okay. Champagne. Living in Champagne, how you like it?
I love it.
Opposed to all the other different places.
I loved them all.
Gotcha.
I loved them all. They're all different, you know. When I moved back to Edgar County with my kids a long time ago, and the banks were closed at like 3 or something, I'm like, this is not what I was used to.
Gotcha.
I was used to going to the bank after work, but now I go when I lived there, to the bank at lunch because that worked better.
Wow.
That kind of thing.
What's the population?
In
Paris?
Paris, about 9,000.
Okay. Wow. A train run right through Paris. Yeah, I used to go pick up windows down there, some window place down there in Paris. And I got some windows. I got all the way down there. The lady didn't have the windows, and she tried to sell me a different size. I'm like, listen, thank you, ma'am. God bless you. But I've come all the way down here thinking I got these windows. She's like, well, we can order them. They'll be in like 2 or 3 weeks. I'm like, take it easy. But that's what I remember about Paris. They have some windows there.
They do.
And they got a train running right through the
There's a
thing.
beautiful lake. There's still a theater. There's a rolling. There's a skating rink. Bowling alley. It's everything you could ever dream of.
Up. I ain't no skater.
Man, he can skate.
Paris and came up.
He
Look
can
at that.
skate. He can do the little scissors. Good.
Why public?
Yeah.
defender?
My
Why?
public service. I love to help people.
Why? I mean, not that you shouldn't. I'm saying like I wouldn't do it, but why do?
Yeah, he's a capitalist. Like,
hey, relax. We asking questions.
I love to help people.
Mess up my reputation.
That's the bottom.
Where'd you get
line.
that? Where'd you?
I mean, I guess my parents. Some of my first memories of growing up were us taking food to people who just had a death in the family, or us taking food to people who were sick, or they were always helpers.
Wow, that makes a lot of sense because working in the public defender's office, it's almost like you got to have some compassion. It's not just. This is what the law says. This is the best. Here's a deal. Take it. I got a file stacked this deep. How do you not take this stuff home?
Do you take it home?
That's such a So, I've gotten a lot older, and I've gotten a lot of experience.
Mm-hmm.
So I do at this point have a pretty good barrier between my pain and the pain of other people. It's not like a complete barrier. I'm super sorry about whatever bad thing happened to you or is happening to you, and I hope it never happens again. Mm-hmm. But I get that it didn't happen to me, which I didn't always have.
Mm-hmm.
My first probably 9 or 10 years in the law, all that pain came straight home with me. All the, because I was a domestic violence advocate for the most part in the beginning.
Yeah.
So I would meet you like you literally, he just bit your ear off, and I'm the first person that you're talking to trying to get help, or whatever. I mean, just you name the hideous thing that somebody might do to somebody else, and they have done it, and then so for the first several years, that really did affect my sleep and my mood and my all that, because it was just really hard to separate all that pain and not get it inside.
Wow.
But I have somewhere along the way, I developed a way to do it. I care and I'm sorry and I want to help you, but my ear is still intact.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I wish I could give you the formula for all the people that are thinking about doing social services to tell them this is actually the manual on how to insulate yourself from all that, but I have no idea.
That's a good choice of word. I do construction, so insulate, that makes a lot of sense because there has to be some barrier. There has to be some line of demarcation that says, I feel for you, but at the end of the day, man, I can't take this to the house. I can't put it in the car. I can't take the door right here. This is it. And then, go home, enjoy it, and then come back in that door. Yeah, put that hat on and keep it. Well, somebody got to do it. Somebody has to do it. So I'm pretty sure it's a very valuable service that you provide because, I mean, when I think about the legal system, how much of it has to do with, your financial resources as far as the justice that you get, or I guess the lack thereof. How much of that is, I mean, the best defense is a bought defense, right?
Almost never.
It's not.
Not in my experience.
Wow.
And what is?
Do you guys know Randy Rosenbaum?
I don't.
Randy Rosenbaum was the public defender in Champaign County for 20 years.
Okay.
And you couldn't buy Randy Rosenbaum. Randy Rosenbaum was the best criminal defense attorney.
Really?
Maybe in the state of Illinois, maybe ever. And now he's a judge. But
is that good or bad? Him being the best defense attorney going against somebody who, I guess the prosecutor saying this guy did it. She did it. They should be prosecuted to the full extent of the law. And he, not knowing or not caring or separating himself to the degree where he says they still deserve the best defense no matter what they did. And he can provide that impartially. Mm-hmm. That's you like emphatically yes.
Yes.
No unequivocally.
There's no unequivocal. Yes. Every single person should get the best defense that they can. Every single person.
Even if you know they did it. Or you don't know that they did
it. No matter what.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Because we had that question, what if you know that is impartial?
Okay, here's my scenario.
No names.
Yes, I'm going to mention the name.
Okay. Mention my name
because it's a high profile case.
Oh, okay. Don't mention nothing about me.
Allegedly.
Thank you.
We'll just use allegedly.
Okay, well, unless it's
so. I'm of the opinion that O.J. Simpson either committed the crimes or was standing right there when the crimes were being committed. That's my opinion. Okay. I am of the opinion that the reason why his defense was able to get an acquittal is because he told them what happened. So when you talk about, having the best defense, how important is it, or have you ever defended someone that told you I'm guilty, or like Samuel L. Jackson said in A Time to Kill, I hired you to get me off.
Well, that was cut and dry, though. I mean, he got caught right there.
One of the really beautiful things about...
But you understand...
I do understand your question. Sometimes people tell us that they did the thing that they're accused of. Oftentimes, they emphatically say they did not do the thing that they're accused of. And a lot of times, they stay kind of silent on the question because...
You're self-incriminating.
For a lot of reasons. How do I want to answer this question? So at the public defender's office, our job is not to get you off of whatever this thing is. Our job is not. Oh. That is not our job.
Okay.
Our job is to provide the best defense for you that we can, which may or may not result.
Right.
And it's not. We're not. Like if we were going to say, and we measure success at our office by winning a case, then we would all just bury our heads under some sand dune somewhere and never be seen again. I mean, that cannot be the measure of success. The state has every single resource in the universe, and we have us.
Yeah. So
we don't always win. We win a lot at trial when cases go to trial, but we don't always win, and that's not sort of what that's not success.
Win is just the best.
Success is the goal is to make sure your rights are not violated. The goal is to make sure that if you are convicted of a crime, that every single thing about that was properly done.
Okay.
That's
okay.
It's that if there is a suppression issue, we have to raise it. If there's a reason why the evidence shouldn't have been able to either been obtained or be used against you, it's our job to make sure that we're sort of like protecting the Constitution. So if there's a suppression issue, we're going to do our best to raise that, hopefully win that if we're right. If there's admissibility issues about some kind of evidence that people want to use against you, we're going to hopefully fight those.
Wow.
We're going to make sure that your trial is fair. And if you get convicted, you get convicted. That can't be the measure of success. When
it wouldn't be a pretty good track record.
It would be. I mean, that's absurd.
Yeah.
But the public looks at it like that.
Yeah.
Because the public. Yeah. I mean, man,
there's so many myths, and that was part of one of the questions. As far as like the myths. And, we
can just talk about what public defenders really do.
What do public defenders do? And then I want. Excuse me. Then I want to know. What's the job description of a public defender, and also this new position that you're running for?
Sure.
what will you be doing? Like, what is your job?
If I won.
When you win, are you going to win?
I hope so. I voted today for myself, so.
You ain't going to win.
Yeah, you got to speak it into existence.
Will you win? Are you going to win?
I'm going to win.
That's right. You will now. Yeah. All right. Now, what's the...
Hold on. Say it again.
I'm going to win. So start to finish.
Okay.
There's a lot of different steps on the start to finish. So sometimes a public defender gets involved before things has ever even gone to court, because you may recall, do you recall the case where the baby was left in a bean field? This is like 5 or 6 years ago. Father who was having some type of a mental event has now been convicted of. So I don't think we need to.
No, yeah.
At any rate,
for sure.
So they were trying to find this baby who was missing, and so in that instance, they did go ahead and appoint the public defender before court even happened. This was like the middle of the night. So the public defender went to the jail to talk to that person and see if there was any way to elicit sufficient information and try to find where that baby might be, that kind of thing. So sometimes the public defender gets involved super, super early before the court case is even filed.
Okay.
Sometimes public defender gets involved at like a lineup stage. If somebody, are you going to be okay over there?
Drowned drinking some fluid. Almost drowned. It went down the wrong tube.
Continue.
But you're going to be okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So sometimes they need a public defender to make sure that a lineup sort of thing is appropriately done, that kind of thing. So not very often, but sometimes we get involved earlier than you would think.
Okay.
Usually we get involved on the day of your arraignment. So usually...
And the arraignment is...
Let's say somebody gets arrested today outside doing something illegal. So they're going to be taken to the jail. In the morning, the public defender's office is going to talk to them for what we call intake. At intake, we talk to each and every person to find out what kind of bond argument we can make for them if they do get charged, so that we're going to be prepared to represent them in arraignment court that afternoon. So we talk to every single person. We try to answer whatever questions they have about what's going on. We give them advice. This is whether or not we're going to get appointed, because we don't know yet if we're going to get appointed. So we talk to every person within a few hours of their arrest.
Okay.
Then arraignment court is for the people that actually get charged. So the state's attorney may or may not charge you based on this arrest. Maybe they'll read the report and say, the police were wrong, or police were right, but there's this reason why we don't want to pursue it. So those folks just get released. But if you get charged, then you're going to be in arraignment court that afternoon. Do you guys ever go watch arraignment court just for fun?
I went to child support court one time.
Okay, so
for fun, so you can't. I mean,
everything. Well, not everything. Juvenile court is not open to the public. Abuse and neglect is not open to the public, but almost everything's open to the public.
You are kind of. I don't want to use the term dumb, man. But she said for fun. That's cool.
For arraignment court,
but you know what?
To just see.
She got to know this kind of. That's you know what? There's good points for you.
Okay, so when is arraignment court?
You do enjoy doing this kind of stuff.
1:30 courtroom F every day.
Look at that. She knows right.
1:30.
Next week is spring break. I'm going. Can I take my kids or no?
No.
How old?
12 and 10.
Probably.
No phone.
No phone.
We're going.
And the kids can't make any noise whatsoever.
No, they better not.
You got to be dressed appropriately, too, because they can get you in contempt of court.
So arraignment court. Then that's when we formally...
That's what we're doing next week. We're going to go to arraignment court.
Yay.
That's when we formally get appointed. So then, I don't know. I mean, am I already boring you, silly?
Heck
yes.
No, this is interesting.
Okay.
No, that's interesting. Go ahead.
So
we curse sometimes, so we're going to try to keep that to a
No, we don't.
Okay. If it's a felony offense, then you have the right to a thing called a preliminary hearing, a probable cause hearing. If it's a misdemeanor offense, you don't have that right. So you just be pleading not guilty and having your case set for a pretrial. If it's a felony, you might want a prelim. You might not. At any rate, so then that's when we formally get the case, is at arraignment court. Then what the public defender will do next is we'll talk to you. We'll investigate whatever leads you're sending, whatever you're telling us. If you've got an alibi, if you've got witnesses we need to look into, if you've got whatever, you'll tell us whatever we should be looking into, and we'll look into that. One of the things we do probably, I definitely more than any of the private attorneys, is we have to sort of assess your fitness. We represent the people who don't have anything. So a lot of times those people have a lot of issues.
Yeah.
That aren't getting appropriate treatment and haven't maybe been dealt with at all. So sometimes, not often, but Okay, often. Our clients are not fit and probably were not criminally responsible for what they did because of a mental illness. So that's our job to figure out, do you even understand what's happening? If not, are you having a delusion? What's going on? So then if we think there's a fitness issue, we get Dr. Lawrence Jekyll involved to do an evaluation of you. If you are fit, then we don't have to worry about any of that stuff. Ultimately, we're going to be helping you be informed so you can make good decisions about what you want to do with the case. It's ultimately your decision whether you're going to plead guilty or not, or go to trial, whether you want a jury trial or bench trial, whether you want to testify or not testify. Those are all things that we can't make those decisions for you. So let's say you don't have a trial case at all. I can't manufacture any kind of a defense in my mind, but you want a trial. I can't talk you out of that, and I can't withdraw from the case. So that's one of the hardest things for public defenders is we can't get out of your case. We're appointed and we're in it, and we have to figure it out. Private attorneys, if they get into a case and then it's not what they wanted, they just withdraw.
They can do that
all day long, and then we get the case.
Wow, they can just.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
So if you can't pay, they can drop you.
If you don't pay, they can drop you. If you won't do what they want, they can drop you.
Oh, wow.
Because generally, an attorney-client relationship is a voluntary kind of contract.
Wow.
But in the public defender's office, our contract is with the public. Our contract is we are the people who are going to meet the needs of everyone. So you can call me hideous names. I can't withdraw. You can ignore every piece of good advice I give you. I can't withdraw.
Wow.
And then, so if you do want a trial, we do that. We do the jury trial or we do the bench trial, whatever you want. I would generally recommend a jury trial, but it's your choice.
You would never recommend a bench?
No, sometimes, for sure. If it's going to be like a legal issue, then I would much rather have a judge. If it's going to be a common sense kind of what would a regular person think about this situation, I would rather make the state convince 12 people off the street. Wow. But if it's a legal issue, I want the judge.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
But that doesn't mean you have to follow my advice. You can still say no.
But then can I come back and say I was inadequately represented? My lawyer
You can try.
On what grounds?
Well, that's usually the problem.
I lost. It's her fault.
Right. No, you've got to be able to show that I did something unreasonable, that I didn't meet the objective standard of what a reasonable attorney would have done, and that you suffered some kind of loss from that, like that the outcome might have been different if I had done a better job. So a lot of times, even if you can show that your lawyer did not do a fantastic job, the evidence against you is so overwhelming anyway that you can't meet the other part of that test.
Wow. So you've been fired
I am
by
boring
a jailhouse?
You. No, you are not.
No.
Oh.
Have you ever been fired by a jailhouse lawyer? Like, you know what, Your Honor, she's fired. I'm gonna represent myself.
I don't think I personally have, but that happens in our office every month or so. Wow. And then the next month, of course, we get reappointed. Right. So it's just kind of like, what was the point?
Okay. You like this, don't you?
I do, man. I'm just sitting up here like
gobbling it all up. Yeah. You don't take your children over there. They can go be in court.
We're going. We are going.
I mean, court is fascinating. I don't know why people don't go to court.
They got warrants. But anyway, look. What about?
Well, that.
But hey, let me take your picture. No, man. Like, what? You got a warrant or something? I can't take my picture. Okay, that's the public defender's office.
That hurts our feelings when people say that. Just say no. And when they say, I want to get a real lawyer, when they say all that stuff all day long.
Look, I say it because people say it
they do.
So much. A public, instead of saying a public defender, they say public pretender. So much so until some people don't even say public defender. Yes. Like, some people don't even say that. I was going to ask a question about the public defender's office. Did you catch that?
Yes.
Yeah,
I was going.
Don't do it.
Okay.
One time, a little bit, maybe a little.
Okay.
But I can understand, taking offense to it, because as a public servant, you're trying to save someone who, at that time, cannot save themselves, apparently, or they wouldn't be in the office. It's kind of like, you go and asking somebody for help, then you're going to tell them how they're going to help you, or not appreciate the help that you're getting. So I can understand that.
And a lot of people are extremely appreciative, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
Most people.
Wow.
Most.
Okay. You like your job?
I do.
I got you. So when you become the circuit judge, you said a
Resident circuit judge.
Yeah, let's get into that.
Yeah,
let's get into that.
Yeah.
We want you to get into that. So
Okay. So you didn't know anything about judicial elections because it had been a really long time since you got to vote in one. And I'm just putting that out there. So nobody knew anything about this. I ran in 2018, which you may or may not remember.
I've read about it.
Which was the first time in 20 years that a Democrat had bothered to run for judge anywhere in our circuit.
Wow.
And so the reason why I ran wasn't like it was a great time for me or anything. I still have a full-time job. My youngest kid was 3 at the time I started this. There's never a good time to just throw yourself into a third full-time job. But I did it because I kept applying for vacancies that are selected by appointment. I kept being rated highly recommended. I kept being not considered. And I started thinking, there's got to be what am I missing? I don't know what I'm missing. So if I looked into a little bit more. I just wasn't paying attention, really. I think none of us were paying attention. But we had gotten to a point where 14 out of 14 at that time of our circuit judges had been appointed before they were elected. They didn't even have a contested election because no Democrat had run against them. So a nice Republican would be appointed. Nobody would run against them. And that's the bench we have in the whole 6-county circuit.
Also, it's just not Champaign County.
No, 6.
Okay.
Well, but no. So that's why the difference is. So in 2018, I was running for a different it's the exact same position, but different set of voters. So in 2018, I was running for what's called an at-large circuit judge position. So that's on the ballot in all 6 counties.
What is it?
It's the exact same judge, except it's on the ballot in all 6 counties. So we have 14 circuit judges in the 6th circuit. Each county has at least one resident circuit judge. And then the 2 big counties, Macon and Champaign, have some at-large people that are voted on by all the voters in all 6 counties. Okay. That's just the way it's written in our statutes.
Okay.
So the 4 small counties each have one resident circuit judge. Macon and Champaign each have some residents and then some at-larges. Okay. Does that all make sense?
That makes sense.
So in 18, I ran for an at-large, and I killed Champaign County. I got more votes in Champaign County than JB. I got more votes than Kwame. I got more than Aaron. I got more than Dustin. I got more than all these people that won. But I didn't win because the other 5 counties are super Republican.
Wow.
So
Super.
Which is, there's nothing wrong with Republicans. There's nothing wrong. We're all just people. But they did not vote for me. So in 2020, there is a spot that's just a resident circuit judge spot in Champaign County. This is what was Judge Michael Jones' spot. Okay. He already retired. There's already a nice Republican sitting in that's been appointed. But based on the 2018 results, he's not running for it. He's running for an at-large position.
Okay.
So this is the first time since 1996 that there is not a judge sitting in this spot running for it. Okay. If that doesn't blow your mind, I don't know.
Wow. Why now?
Why is it?
Yeah, what changed?
2018's election? There's already a person sitting in this spot. He's just not running for it.
Or he just sit there. He just be there.
He's running for a different spot.
Okay,
so a different judge
it's gonna open up a
has
spot
retired. So that judge is running in an at-large position, and there isn't a sitting judge who's running for the Champaign County only spot. I know it's super confusing.
Yeah. And this is an elected position.
Correct. It's just that it had been so long since anybody actually got it that way.
Wow.
But so this time in 2020, voters in Champaign County are going to pick a judge, and it's going to be one of 5 people that's on a list that I gave you. Okay. Yeah. So there's 1 Republican running. There's 4 Democrats running. None of us are judges. One of those people is going to be a judge in December. Does that make sense?
And that's going to be you. Okay.
Should be me.
Why should it be you?
Because I'm the best choice.
I mean, how so?
In so many ways.
I'm listening.
Where should we even start? So let's start with the judicial bar poll. Okay. So our peers rated us. The State Bar Association does these polls every time there's an elected position coming on the ballot. And they make those results public. So people who want to say, I know this person and they are qualified, or I know this person and they're not qualified, submit answers. So more people submitted answers about me than anybody else, which tells you I am better known and have a better cross practice throughout this area. More people know me than anybody else. They gave me the highest scores of everybody for temperament, for integrity, which I believe to be the two most important things you want for a judge.
Yeah.
They gave me, certainly fine scores on every category. I was... So as far as the legal piece, the legal community says I'm qualified. I've now been rated in 4 of these polls. No, 5. I've been rated in 5 of these polls. I've been recommended and very, very qualified in 5 out of 5 bar polls over the past 8 years. I've applied for 3 of these circuit spots and had evaluations done by committees, and 3 out of 3 times I've been rated well qualified. So there's nothing about me that you should have any question at all about me being ready for this job or qualified for this job. So that's super important. As far as life experience, if I get to the bench, that would mean there's exactly 1 person who has had a career in both civil and criminal legal aid. There's currently 0.
That's wow. Okay, so civil and criminal legal aid.
Right. Randy Rosenbaum had a career in criminal legal aid as a public defender, but he didn't ever do the other kinds of stuff, helping people.
So you consider yourself very well balanced.
I am very well balanced.
And you say that out of, I guess, just confident, just,
yes,
you know that for certain.
Yes.
So when you make when you're campaigning, how will the public who understands none of this stuff, how do you present that in a very condensed form to win over someone who doesn't know really, who you are? You're asking us to vote for you. We don't know what the position entails. We don't know the job description. We don't know, most of us don't know how they're going to be there, why we should vote for you, what your peers might think about you, because you have a very short period of time, to convince your constituents, hey, vote for me because I'm the best person. Who's not going to think they're the best person? So how do you get that over in a short period of time? Because you're going to have to make some speeches.
I've been making speeches since the summer of 2017. That's how long I've been running for judge. And for the first...
why come we don't know?
You just didn't happen to come to any of my meet and greets or any of the forums or any of the... I wasn't invited. We have public forums that are well advertised.
Tell me why I don't know. Because the people that you help, the people that you represent, more than likely not going to vote.
The people that I represent are very likely.
This guy's biased, isn't it?
No, they're...
there's bias. The people you help are not going to...
Most of my clients...
It seems like they're not in a position to vote because they have whatever extenuating circumstances.
Right. I wasn't always a great voter.
So...
when you are a widow and all you're trying to do is do your job and get your kids where they need to be and take care of your kids and pay your bills, it's very hard to come up for air long enough to think, I wonder who's running for whatever. I should get it. I should be an informed voter. I should be really paying attention to this.
It takes time, though. Even with today's climate, I'm like,
we can talk. Trump, aren't you?
We can talk about this later, but I may not even vote for a president. I'm so intrigued.
I think she should be able to address why you should not
participate. And we can talk about that later, but I'm just, when you talk about being an informed voter, I'm trying to prepare myself, my vote is going to be earned, even though it's only one. It's going to be earned. So I get it. So I'm glad you asked that question.
Right. No, and it's a great question. I have been trying so hard for so long to reach as many people as I can. And educate as many people as I can that judges, these things matter, that we should be electing judges. It matters who they are. It matters not just who that individual judge is, but it matters who the collective body of judges are. Because the collective body of judges, those 14 people, they select the associate judges. They determine the local court rules for the entire circuit about, all kinds of things. So it really, really matters not just that one individual person is a smart, fair person, but that there's a collection of people
that represent
our community.
Right, that makes sense.
And we do not have that at all. And we need that.
See?
And it's just, if I told you how much of my life I have devoted to this community education project, instead of being with my child who was 3 when I started and is now 5.
It's not fair.
It's not fair. But if not me, then who? And it wasn't going to be anybody.
I knew that was coming.
It wasn't going to be anybody. So it was me.
You like a white female Jesus. Come on. You got to save these people at the cost of your own self.
Well, it was, and for myself too.
Oh, I'm a put myself first type person. That's just, I wasn't always like that.
I'm not. But I am a put the people I care about first. When I said I was going to do this, it was so exactly like my oldest children. So I said I was going to do this in the summer of 2017. My oldest son, who is going to be 25 this summer, says, "That's not like you. You never do anything for yourself." My daughter, who is going to be 20 this summer, says she's not doing this for self. Obviously, she's doing this for the community. And it's just like, that is exactly how the two of them would see it at first. And then he's like, oh yeah, obviously.
The broader picture, I guess. It depends on how if you step back far enough, you should see a bigger picture. My concern is, charity starts at home. And then, it's this principle, I guess, and then it spreads abroad. Take care of home first, then it spreads abroad. If the airplane is going down, oxygen, who do you put on first? You put yours on first. Why? Because you can better take care of your child if you can breathe and get oxygen and think straight. And if you put theirs on first and you pass out and they knock theirs off, there's nothing you can do.
That's true.
That's why I say, take care. You have to be very selfless, I guess, in order to be, to put somebody before yourself. I think that's against the law of nature.
That's always sort of been my nature.
That's
but the privilege, I guess, because maybe, have either of you been single parents? Like all day, every day, all by yourself? This Calvary's not coming. You're raising the kids by yourself.
I don't want to do that.
No, I mean, so
my
what?
wife is going to listen to this and so go ahead.
Well, no, it's just so from the child,
some votes.
The child that I have, the little guy, has a living parent.
Okay.
His father is alive and in the house. So it's just like, it's such a luxury. I can't even, I never had.
It is a luxury, yes.
I never had that before.
See, that's good.
And it's amazing.
He's a good man.
He's a very good man.
So, excuse me. So that part is taken care of.
Yes, he is fine.
Yeah. That being the case, that's, it's like Mrs. Doubtfire. He got everything taken care of. It's good. You trust him. He's a good man, which is wonderful. So that does afford you the opportunity to do that. And he understands the greater good.
Oh, absolutely. When I said I was thinking about it, he's like, well, you're going to regret it for the rest of your life if you don't.
That's good
so
support. That's good support.
Better do it.
That's a good reason to vote for you.
Well, thank you.
That's very good reason. Yep, that's good. Okay, all white, all male, all married. How you going to get in there?
No, there's one woman.
Except one. And now going to be two.
Yes. Well, and she's retiring this summer, actually.
Okay.
So we really need me to get in there.
Gotcha. So what changes are you going to make?
If I get in there?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Do you see?
You really haven't been coming to any of these forums.
No, we haven't.
Haven't got time for that.
That's why we're glad you came here.
That's right.
Well, that's what I come to the doors. I come everywhere.
To educate us and inform us, to put us. I mean, we're both the breadwinners, so we have to take care of things outside the house. I mean, both of our wives are home. They don't necessarily have to work, which is good. So I don't keep up with a lot of these things because being the breadwinner, I need more bread. So that being the case, I have to pick we're all motivated by our own self-interest. Now I'm curious. I'm curious. So now I have a little more time because, we're not trying to figure out what we're going to eat, if we're going to eat. I'm not worrying about whether or not I'm not running through the house saying turn the lights off, turn the water off, So we gotten to a point now I'm like, oh, what is that? What is that? So
I see that billboard.
Yeah, what is that?
Let me see if she'll come on the show.
Yes, because I went to about to getting ready to close on the house. I went to the Brookings building to get some tax paperwork and crazy stuff that they got going on. Whatever they say do, I'm gonna do it. And I saw the sign. I'm like, okay, the green sign. It's the green and white sign. I'm like, okay, she's a Republican. That's what I had. I mean, I'm like, okay, she's a Republican. She's running for
that's funny.
Circuit. She's running for the circuit thing, whatever it is.
So the Shamrocks.
Right.
Here's how we came up with that.
Same plan. Okay.
Well, no. This is since 2018. So when I decided I was going to run, you have to have a theme. You got to have a shirt. You got to have a thing that all matches. So I'm like, well, what am I going to do? I like Shamrocks.
Okay.
I'm Irish. I've always liked Shamrocks. My
I saw that
coat
green.
has I have
green,
everything I have.
Green,
we literally have from the church when I was a child. We have the stained glass window of St. Patrick in my actual living room. I mean, that is how much I like St. Patrick.
Did you participate in Unofficial this past weekend? No.
I didn't, but I think a lot of kids were wearing my shirts. But so I thought, okay, I'm just going to do Shamrocks. It's not partisan. It's not pretentious. It's just sort of the real me. We're going to do Shamrocks. And then I didn't win that race. And then the primary for the 2020 race is on St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
So I'm like, that turned out to actually be an exceptionally good choice because it's just beautiful. But it's still, I'm not super partisan and I'm not at all pretentious. So for me, the green and the Shamrocks makes a lot more sense. You know, people were like, you can't run for office unless you're wrapped in an American flag. And I'm like, that's not authentic. I like America, but I don't wrap myself in an American flag. I wear Shamrocks. So.
I gotcha. I thought it was money. I'm thinking, that's good. She's Republican. But apparently not. So
No.
That's out.
No.
Okay, who's running against you?
Everybody.
5 people? 4 people?
There's then the Republican. There's Sherry Kessler. There are
She's not recommended.
by the state bar poll.
How do you know?
Just we have the sheet.
Oh, okay. Read it. Go ahead. You take it and you confirm it.
No, she's a lovely person. The state bar poll from the lawyers that chose to respond did not recommend some of the people that are running.
Okay.
So Sherry Kessler's in the Republican side.
Okay.
In the Democrat side, we have Ramona Sullivan. We have
She's recommended.
Ruth Wyman. We have Troy Lozar. We have David Moore.
Okay. So what's the NR?
Not recommended.
Oh, then you got Troy Lazar.
Yes.
He got a 75. He didn't do too good.
I think he did a little better than that.
It said 75.
I thought it was, whatever.
We
doesn't matter.
talk about you.
But so that
David Moore, who was that?
he's an attorney in town.
Yeah, his sign. I've seen his signs.
Oh, yeah. He got a nice.
He out here working.
You got Ramona Sullivan. And
She
Ruth
working.
Wyman. Who is Ruth?
Ramona is working.
Ruth is coming up. She's 124.
That's how many people said they knew her well enough to recommend.
Ah, so
But-
she's right under you, but she's still not recommended.
She's not recommended. Right. So the number in the front is how many lawyers said they had enough experience with that person to rate them.
How valuable is that with the people who don't really know about the people who are going to vote for you?
I mean, so honestly, here's how valuable it is to the public. I don't know. But as far as what it means, some lawyers are going to manipulate that a little bit, which is why you only have to get a 65% to be recommended. And like you would want a judge to be 100%, right?
Yeah.
And so you're like, why do you only need 65% to be recommended? Well, it's because some people are going to manipulate that a little bit. Some people are going to say, I want this person more than I want that person. So even though they're both really recommended, I'm going to give that person higher marks than that person. So the state bar knows that there are a few people who will do that. So they only make you have a 65%, which is, and with that 65%, David, Troy, and I were all recommended.
So since you're recommended, you get the highest recommendations. Why don't you just get the job and save us some money?
I'm hoping to get the job.
I mean,
I'm working really hard.
Why? I mean, why is it not? I mean, why is there not just a selection? You know, just like, you know what, we've selected her. She's going to do it.
Who's the we?
Whoever gave you the recommendation, the lawyers. Why aren't you not just pick from the group of lawyers? Say, okay, here you go.
I've been trying to get picked from the group of lawyers for 8 years. The group of lawyers that picks don't
in the public
seem to value so much moms, single moms, parents of color, legal aid lawyers. I don't seem to be in the mix of what they're looking for.
So it's cliquish is what you're saying?
No, I'm not saying that at all.
Oh, okay.
I think it's really human nature. I truly think it's human nature that you recognize the people that are like you. I don't think it's cliquish. Like,
for sure.
Like if I know 5 people who are exceptional and there were 40 other exceptional people that I don't know, I'm going to pick from the 5 people I know.
Okay.
Don't you think? Kind of?
Well, I mean, how could you pick someone you don't know? Really? So.
And I don't spend time in the kinds of places where. Anyway,
gotcha.
It is what it is.
How are you gonna? What are you gonna say? What are you gonna do? What's your plan? I mean, because you really cannot depend on the votes from those who you help.
No,
the people that you help, they are not going to be your constituents. They are not going to come out to vote. They're not going to support you, and they're not going to give you any money. But these are the people you're going to help. Who's going to help you help those people?
It's been just amazing how many people have been helping me.
Why?
Why has it been amazing, or why are they helping me?
Yeah, why should I give you money for your campaign?
I don't need any money at all. There's only 6 days left of this primary.
Why should I help?
I wouldn't know what to do with extra money if I had it today, except to
put in a gas tank. But why should someone vote for you?
Because I will be exceptional on the bench. We need people exactly like me on the bench. We need my temperament. We need my experience professionally. We need my life experience. We need my judgment. We need balance. We need a bunch of things that I will bring. And that is why.
That's pretty good. It sounds like, it didn't sound, rehearsed. It sounded like, I know you've said it before, but it sounds pretty good. Now, as a circuit residential judge thing.
Yes.
What will you be doing? What's your job description?
So, like, all the judges in the courthouse hear cases. Okay. So, I don't know what my assignment would be. That would be determined by the presiding judge. So, I don't know what kinds of cases I would primarily have, whether it would be family, there would be criminal, traffic, abuse and neglect, civil, eviction, small claims, whatever, all the things that happen in the courthouse. So, the judges all hear those individual cases. Generally, the judges each are assigned to sort of be in charge of a particular area of the law. If I had my dream come true.
You take the final shot.
No. Okay. My dream come true would be family stuff. I would love to have the orders of protection. I would love to have the abuse and neglect. I would love to have custody.
What could you do with them, do with that particular job? You still got to follow rule of law. It's like, it doesn't matter who's in there. You still got to, whatever the law is, that's what the law is. How is it that you can inject, I guess, an opinion? It's like the gray area. Do you make, I mean, do you have the power to say that's too gray? We're doing this. You
have a lot of power. So, I mean, within all the laws, there's always discretion. The whole idea about having judges is that you want to have people with good judgment who are going to exercise appropriate discretion. That's sort of the whole point. I trust me more than I trust hardly anybody. I trust my judgment and my discretion. But the primary thing that I would really bring that I think would change things for the better is my approach to the system. Like, I think that the judge should remember all day, every day, and all the people that work in the courthouse should remember all day, every day, that we are there to serve. That we are there to serve the people.
That is not true. There's a presumption. It's supposed to be like that, but apparently it's not like that.
But that's how it should be.
They don't have a frame of reference.
That's how it should be.
I got you with the should be, and I understand you. It makes sense that you're more balanced because of your experience, because of your, you've gnawed your way up to where you are. So you start in the mailroom, now you're the CEO, so no matter what happens at every tier, you have a frame of reference. You can identify with it. So I would like to see you in that position.
I would too.
But I would too. Who's going to vote for you? What I mean, the demographics. Who's going to vote for you?
Educated voters.
And what's the percentage of educated voters?
I'm hoping for a lot.
What percentage? I mean,
I don't know. I don't have any kind of polling data. I don't have anything like that. I mean, in 2018, yes, there was this massive local blue wave. So it's not that all those people came out just for me, but a bunch of them came out just for me, or I wouldn't have had more votes than everybody else.
Okay.
People came out just for me.
Okay.
Because they were excited about my race. They were excited about my candidacy.
Okay.
Those people are still going to vote for me. Now, I have lost some people because now I have all these other Democrats running. So there are definitely people who are supporting different Democrats instead of me. But I am very optimistic that the majority of the voters are still going to say, I want the woman who's very qualified. I want the woman who's already proven because she already did this and she did an exceptional job in 2018. I want a public servant. I want a person who's been a single parent. I want a person who brings all the perspectives that only Ramona brings. I'm really hopeful.
Herein lies the issue, I think. I mean, the votes, it seemed like the vote's going to be scattered.
Yes. Yes.
So, that being the case, apparently you can't do anything about it because whoever is running, they think they're the most qualified, but scattering the votes can put a Republican right back in the office.
Yes.
Which is likely to happen.
I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen.
It's like Trump. He's going to be president. I know that sounds crazy.
I feel really, really good about the race that I've run.
You're going to win?
I have absolutely no regrets about doing this.
You're going to win.
I believe I'm going to win.
Are you?
I am a public defender. We do not spend the day saying, I'm going to win.
Maybe you should.
That's...
Because you have to win this thing. This is not I'm going to give it my best try, old chum, pal, buddy of mine. No, you have to pull the teeth out. You have to put it in the ether, in the atmosphere. You have to, listen, I mean, honestly, you have to claim it, As crazy as people think Trump is, and he may be, I don't know him personally, I don't have nothing bad to say about him, but he speaks like, yep, we're going to do that. And it gets done. Opposed to, right. Let me go back and talk to my group. None of that stuff. I mean, I'm looking at it from the massive amount of energy that's put into knowing what you want, opposed to if it doesn't happen, then we gave the old college try. I really hope it works out. It doesn't work because the person most qualified for the job may exercise so much humility and I guess kind-heartedness. It doesn't exude the power that the people need. The strength is not there. So, that's why you said, you might win. I hope you win. No, either you're going to win or you're not. You got to speak it as if it is. That's just how it works. There's no other way. So if you want to win, you'll win. You will win if you want to. I'll say that.
Thank you.
You will win if you want to. If you got your mind made up to win, you will win. And nothing can stop you. Nothing at all. That's just how life is. It's
I appreciate that.
It's like a little seed busting up through the concrete. Hey, whatever. This is what it is. So we need you to win. So
yeah, we need you to win.
Make up your mind to win.
Okay.
And then that's just, if you need to write it down.
Well, I certainly hope I'm going to get 2 votes from this room.
I'm going to vote for you.
I'm going to vote for you too.
Yep.
Thank you.
And then you know what? I'm going to get that little sticker. And but no, I hadn't voted. I used to register people to vote. All the time I was a voter registrar. And I voted. I'd go around knocking on doors, getting people to vote. Can't tell them who to vote for. Just get them to vote, get them to vote, get them to vote. When it's time to vote, maybe 1 out of 100 people may show up to vote. I'm like, you know what? I ain't got time for this kind of stuff. Wasting my 1%. I'm more of like, I felt good. Like, yeah, we got these people to vote. Not voting. Guess what? I see why. So now your name is just on the thing for you to vote. So
it's really hard.
I mean, you have to go after the people who you know are going to support you. You still support the people who you know may or may not be able to help themselves. But in order to get the position to help more people, you got to go after the people who you know can do it. Like, he's going to vote.
Yeah,
I'm going to vote. But the reason why I don't know about this stuff is I ain't going to no court. I ain't looking at all that kind of. I ain't got that kind of time. Why?
Right.
I don't want to go to court for nothing.
Right.
Yeah, I'm a law-abiding citizen. I mean, I haven't.
Okay. Plausible deniability. But anyway, I don't want to mess around with the court for nothing. If I go do something, I'm in, I'm out, and I don't have a very, very strong interest in, giving up time that I can use to build, my survivability and legacy, for somebody else. Once everything is in place, and that first dynamic, second dynamic, myself, my wife, my children taken care of, then I can start, looking at, abroad type of, things. Like, your family situation taken care of, you got a good family structure, children very well mannered, they know what they're going to do, they're doing it, they're on the right track. Mm-hmm. Of course you can help somebody else. But you can't until you know those things, the basics are taken care of. So I think you bring a good balance.
I'm very impressed with you.
Yeah, I am too.
Thank you.
Yeah. What time is it?
Yeah, we're an hour in. That's
long enough, man.
Yeah, let's just.
I can get out here and go get some custard cup and call it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So how you feeling? You.
I mean, I still feel really good. I'm
talking about this.
Oh, good.
Black coffee, no sugar.
Yeah, it's delightful.
Black coffee, no sugar, no cream. That's good. You're famous now.
Okay, so I did have a few. So who are you? I mean, I know your inspirations, your role model, people that inspire you to be who you are. Can you just speak about that and just?
I mean, it's gonna sound so.
We don't judge.
I was my mother, my father, my
fine.
late husband, my living husband. Those are the people.
What were your parents like?
They're amazing. My mom is still alive. My dad was born in, lived in, and died in the farmhouse. He died in last January.
Farmers. You guys are farmers?
Yes, we are farmers. And
there you go.
And he was just a phenomenal man who literally was born in that house, lived in that house, and always hoped he would die there. And he did.
Was physically born in that house?
Physically born in that house.
Oh, I thought you meant like, the family was living there when he was born. And he was physically born in the house?
Physically born in that house. We had an extraordinarily stable kind of upbringing. Like that's still, and even though I moved my kids around all over the place because of my own life circumstances, they always had the stability in my parents' house. So there's this place where everybody. Big
Mama's house.
Yes.
For white people.
So
that's good.
They're very white. The place was super, super white. And so like the one and only time my dad and I ever had conflict was when I came to college and fell in love, and the person I married was not white. And
you didn't marry a white dude?
I didn't. I've never married a white dude. But
who you married? You married a black guy?
My first husband was Lionel Williams. I don't know if you knew Lionel.
I don't know.
He's been gone a long time. He died almost 20 years ago.
You married a black dude?
I did.
Why didn't we know that?
I have no idea.
Wait a minute. Why would we know that?
anyway, so that dad did not come from the time and the place where your daughters.
You're a public servant. You love black people. That's good.
I love all the people. my living husband.
You see why we call this Black Coffee No Sugar No Cream?
He is not black. He is
Puerto Rican.
His father's from Mexico. His mom's from the Philippines.
See, right there.
So anyway, we are. I don't even know how. How did we go where we're going? But my inspirations
you were talking about your
are my
father.
mom. Our one issue.
One issue.
Yeah, he did not come to my first wedding, but the week after the wedding, he arrived with all the gifts and said he was super sorry and he hoped we were going to be fine, and we were always fine. They were best friends.
That's incredible.
Yeah,
that's a good story.
He just really had hoped that if he said no, I wouldn't do it because he thought it was going to make my life super hard. And he didn't want my life to be super hard. And it turned out it did make my life pretty hard, but not for the reason.
Because you was married to a black
right, because I was married to a guy who died young. So it had nothing to do with him being black.
But that's good. He eventually respected your decision.
Oh, yes. He just hoped that if we played chicken, he would win. Yeah. And he did not win.
But you know what?
How tough of a decision was that? Was it tough?
Oh, it was horrifying.
Yeah, I bet it was.
It was so hard. It was super.
No regrets.
No, but it was very hard.
I'm proud of you.
Well, thank you.
I mean, growing up in, my God, in an all...
Super white. I think Lionel integrated the cemetery.
Right. I'm going to say I mean, just, I couldn't fathom it, but that had to be interesting. Mm-hmm. I don't know if y'all were in love or insane, but that,
we just got lucky. I think what we had in common was we both liked O'Malley's. We liked to drink at O'Malley's when we were in undergrad, and then it turned out we also had a lot of important things in common. So, but we didn't really know that right away.
You know what? Not because you married a black guy or didn't marry a white guy. No. Listen, I'm saying the type of work that you do, you help some people that I know, and you're doing something that I would not want to do, but I do not mind paying you to do it.
Well, thank you.
We pay you, right?
You do.
Okay. I don't mind paying you to do it. I mean, I can see that my taxpayers' dollars, is going to good use because it's serving its purpose, which is one of the reasons I never had a strong interest in supporting anybody in politics at all, because I just have never seen the money. If I buy some coffee or something, I have to pay taxes. I don't see how it's going to good use. So I don't focus on that. I just focus on what I know I need to do. So I ignore that. That's just, you know what? Hey, that's just what it is. So I think a majority of the people lose interest because of the status quo. Things are going to be how they're going to be. And if God or somebody gives them the energy and the spirit to go do it, that's going to take a special kind of person, because they will be persecuted just because. You can never pay somebody enough money to do that kind of stuff. That's another thing. You couldn't pay me enough money to do that. You just couldn't. So you can't be in it for the money. No. So.
No, I still make less than most of my classmates made when we graduated from law school.
Good God. If I was going to be a lawyer, I'd be. Yeah. But anyway, I'm glad you're doing it.
Well, thank you.
I'm glad that we get a chance to know you and some of our listening audience who would never know what was going on with you and how and what you do. They get a chance to listen and see what's going on. Maybe this will help them, to kind of kineticize their potential energy to go out and vote, because it may not affect them personally, but I'm sure it's going to affect somebody that they know that they can't help. I'm not going to go put money on somebody's books, but if you can help give them a decent enough, just run forward or fight so that their civil rights aren't violated. If that's the best you can do, I think that's wonderful.
Thank you.
So has practicing law, has practicing law come to fruition, run its course in your professional career, and that's why you're pursuing this? Or is it just,
I just truly think I could serve better in that position. And if I don't, I will get that position.
That's right. I'm going to say you better make up your mind now.
I just think that's where I could serve better.
Okay.
You go win. You got it.
Okay. So I'm still fascinated. That's why I'm just kind of, just letting you all converse and.
No, thank you.
But so can you describe a typical day, a professional day, as an attorney, and when you get elected, how that will change? As far as just, I know you don't know the type of cases
right,
but just, after you drop the children off and leave the house and you get to work, like, what do you do?
The judges get a parking space.
See?
So there's that.
Be on time.
They have a
so
they
you
have
will
spaces
be
by the courthouse.
Will be over here.
I've been in I work in the courthouse.
Right.
So I would still work in the courthouse.
Okay,
right now, you got to fight for parking spot.
No, we park at the Save a Lot. We park at the Save a Lot.
Are you serious? And then walk over there?
Yeah. It's fine. It's
wow.
That's
so that would be like the most
sucks
obvious difference was
that
there'd be a parking space.
You get to drive a Mercedes or Lexus.
Same place I would work. I think my email address would stay the same. I would just have a much different role in each of the cases.
So as a judge, you will have to be stern per se, right? Like, I mean, if somebody gets convicted and that, let's just say it's criminal and it carries a mandatory sentence, like, your attorney hat will kind of have to be like thrown out a little bit. You will have to enforce those.
You have to follow the law. So if there's a mandatory minimum penalty for a thing and the person's convicted of that thing, there's no discretion.
And as a judge, you will probably see a defense attorney, even a prosecutor, and be like, you lost this, right? I mean, I do this all the time when we have guests, just it's there, but it's not coming out. But I guess as a judge, being that you have a past being an attorney and being in court and fighting cases, have you thought about presiding over a case and hearing the evidence and the arguments and just, man, like
cave in?
No, not cave in, but just like, dang, you effing up right now.
No, I mean, that one of the things about the public defender work and assistant state's attorney work, like our offices have a ton of turnover. It's where people generally start. You get a lot of experience. Most people who come through the offices are not there for the long haul. So, I mean, yes, you see people messing up all the time because that's kind of where they're learning.
Wow.
And it's...
Wow, I got my. I'm in your hands. You butterfingers.
Yes, and it's. I wish that it wasn't true, but that is where people are learning, and so.
Oh man!
In our office, we generally have. When you're a newer attorney, we generally have a more experienced attorney who's with you supervising. For the beginning, pretty soon you're going to have to swim on your own because we just have way too many cases for two lawyers to be on the same thing very often.
Wow. And I've seen these cases.
I'm just being, I think I unplugged myself, but I'm just being honest that
somebody got to do it.
That sometimes people are going to make mistakes. You
don't hear it?
Yeah, I'm definitely.
That's amazing.
I can still hear you.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
But there's nothing the judge can really do about that. You can't prosecute it for the prosecutor, and you can't defend it for the defense attorney.
And that, you know what? And that's interesting because that's the interesting part. You can see, something that you would have done differently, and you can't say anything. It's kind of like my cousin Vinny. He wasn't allowed to tell him. He was like, "Why didn't you object?" If the defense attorney doesn't know, when he can or he or she shouldn't, interject or find out that the prosecutors are leading the witness into something, they don't catch it. The judge can see it and say nothing.
Right. I mean, sometimes you can carefully, gently. You can just have a little sidebar. You can have counsel come up and approach and sort of like refocus it. But
still,
if you guys got to come watch court sometime,
I'm coming next week.
I see it on that.
I'm coming next week.
Okay.
I am. I mean,
have you had jury duty?
I haven't had jury duty since 2001.
Okay.
And I'm not going to say anything.
I mean, I don't want to because, like you said,
I gotta work.
I gotta work. Yeah,
ain't no black folk want to be on no jury.
But
do you know what that does to the black folks who are accused?
Yes, if I do get called, I will serve.
You will?
I will serve. I will serve.
I
So
will,
I had a
I will
client-
too.
there
I
was-
will too.
There was exactly
I'll serve.
one for one of my jury trials where my client was an African American man. The case was actually really going to matter on who the jurors were and what kind of life experiences they had and what their understandings about various things were. And in the entire pool in the back of the courtroom where the jury we could pick from, there was exactly one black man, one person of color out of everybody back there. I'm not making this up. This is a true story. No, wait. You're not. Here's what happened. So if call comes in, the clerk calls out a number of a juror. It's that person's number, and they say that person's in the wrong courtroom and he needs to go to a different courtroom. So now there's 0.
What happened to the peers? What about the? No. Wait a minute. No. You know what? It's conspiracy theory situation.
Well, a lot of people can't take the time off.
Well, not only can they not take the time off. I mean, I know people who've been called for jury duty a lot of times, and some people who have never been called. So, what's that, like a bingo thing?
I don't know. I've never been called.
Yeah.
See, so when you say like, a jury of your peers, and I don't get a call, or he doesn't get a call, and we're registered voters, we're
and I vote.
Citizens, what's the criteria?
I wish there was I don't know the magic.
See, that's the thing. How is it that I was not called? How is it that he was never called for jury duty? We've been doing this for so long. You can't find anybody. I mean, where are you looking for these people? So that's the thing. So
we really need to have
black guy, 50 years old, 40 years old, all white jury. So we look at him like, wait a minute, of course he's going to get convicted. Look at that. So we say, wait a minute, how is it that you could not find one black male or one black female to be on the jury? How is that? How did you they weren't in the pool of applicants, or you couldn't find them, or they were dismissed?
You should have a program like this and invite people who have that knowledge. It's supposedly just some kind of random computer thing, but
no, look, the computer. With the artificial intelligence, we need some not so artificial intelligence. I mean, there has to be a way by which we can, even if we have to do jury duty quite often, I think it's more important to have, a jury of your peers opposed to, we couldn't find anybody. Right. How did you not find someone? You didn't look over here. You didn't look over there.
Right.
So,
because there are certain people who have, if you say, I ran from the police because I've had terrible experiences with the police. There are certain groups of people who understand that. Yeah. And there are certain groups of people who do not understand that. And it's nice to have a mix of those people in the jury.
There's an algorithm. There has to be any consensus that, you ask us to fill out this stuff. There has to be an algorithm that can pinpoint someone that has, a general likeness to the person who's on trial. You can't tell me that. With somebody can call my phone and I can talk for a minute without realizing it's a robot, and I'm like, stop calling me. Okay, I will. You can't tell me there's no.
Right.
You can't tell me. I mean, you can tell me, but therein lies the apathy. I'm like, you can't. It's unfair. It's impartial. I don't see anything that can be done much about it. And I think that's the difference between me and you. You think you can do something about it. Me, I ain't trying to really hear it. I got to take care of me and my family, and however much that cup spills over after I pour my resources into it, So there's a degree of apathy. When you look at black folks right here in Champaign, we're not even 12% of the population. And then out of that, we're not even 3% black males that's halfway gainfully employed or head of a household. So that number goes down and down and down when you factor in more of the Hispanic community, Mexican community, Indian community. That number goes way down. So nobody has to, ask us to vote. Nobody, because the vote is not strong enough for me to spend resources to try to get a black vote. Not here. Maybe somewhere else, but
you can't say that, but
I can say it because the numbers don't lie. I'm saying when you look at the demographics. I'm
not saying you can't say it. I'm just saying, like,
why can't I say it? Come on.
You can. I mean, Ramona can't say that.
She can say it because in some instances,
of black men who've told me they would never vote for any white person ever again. They just don't trust white people in general. And I'm like,
and that is so ignorant.
I can't change.
It may not be ignorance, because ignorance means you don't know. They may know and have a very good, legitimate reason for them not doing it, because I'm careful about I don't want to invalidate anybody's data. which means I'm not going to tell them how wrong they are, because the mind cannot distinguish between what's real and imagined. So whatever is real in their mind, it's real. Their experiences,
their reality.
It's their reality, and that's where they are. But there's a good reason for that. Black men are almost powerless in Champaign. Every time black men get ready to do something, we got to ask somebody else to help us do it. We don't have a gym. We don't have a bank. We don't have a school. We don't have a hospital. We don't have a dental office. So when you look at that, and when you look at our children don't have a whole lot that they can really, look up to in the way of a good role model, they're going to end up over there with you. So,
do you see that dynamic? I mean,
better if she's in the public. If she's in the public defender's office, she can't do nothing about it.
Just do it. Yeah.
I mean, she can do the best she can when they get to her, because by the time they get to her, damage has already been done. All she can do is give the best defense possible to make sure laws are not broken, whatever the laws are. Did they do the right thing? As far as when they prosecute, give them 60 years. Like, nah, the punishment got to fit the crime. Can we get probation? They've never done anything before, so that's much needed. But that's not my fight. But will I now take off for a little while to get that sticker and say, I voted? Yeah, if I think you can make a difference, that's fine. And I'll keep paying your salary, that's fine. But I think all politicians ought to get minimum wage and health and dental benefits and nothing else. That's me. All politicians. I think that
it would make it a lot.
It'll really show
public servant or not.
Yeah, you're either going to be a public servant or a public master. One of them. So if you're a real public servant,
heard it that way.
Well, if you're going to be a public servant, you should make minimum wage. I think you really should. The minimum amount where you can take care of yourself, have medical, dental, and maybe a little bit more. You'll certainly be a public servant. If you want to start your own business, do something on the side, that's fine. But you can't make so much money until we were in a recession and you give yourselves a raise. I remember, the politicians gave themselves a raise in the middle of a recession.
Yeah.
Come on now. I mean, that's one of the reasons why.
That you're running for mayor.
That's right. I'm going to be the mayor of Dewey. Hey, what I got to do to be the mayor somewhere? What I got to do? You know what Dewey is?
You campaign in Dewey?
I haven't.
She ain't got a campaign. No, ain't nobody gonna vote in Dewey. It's like 12 people. My family and like 8 more folks. It's small.
No, I have not. I haven't made it to every neighborhood.
If you blink, you'll pass it.
Hey, don't throw.
Well, good luck. I hope it works out.
Well, I don't know what to do. I just got to.
You just need 12 signatures.
Like, damn, that's
you need
good.
signatures.
That's it. How many?
I don't know.
I don't
how
know
much
for
the mayor
Dewey.
Dewey needs. Probably not very many.
I don't know. That's fine.
I needed 500 good ones. It's a good one in this kind of races. It's got to be a registered voter at the right address who isn't signing for a different political party. So,
wow,
that's what I needed. But I don't know what you'll need.
I'll find. I'll figure
You'll
it out.
find it.
Yeah, because I
and
got my
time.
This was good.
Well, thanks for having me.
This was really, really good. That's good.
Okay, just
wait a
one
minute
more
though,
thing.
because you know what they're gonna ask. The listening audience is gonna ask, how is it that we Black Coffee, No Sugar, No Cream, and we have not had a black politician on there? What are you gonna say? Hold on, I gotta hear this. Go on here.
First of all, I'm not the only person that can invite or bring a black politician on here.
Have y'all heard of Chandra Bishop?
Chandra Bishop.
She's running for coroner. She's a black woman in Champaign County.
Yeah, Chandra. Yeah.
You know what that is?
I think so.
You invited her?
No.
That's messed up.
What we gonna talk about?
She wants to be the coroner.
Listen, she's running. It's an elected position.
Yes.
Well, it's an elected position. She needs votes just like whomever else.
Okay, I'm gonna vote for her. Is she on this ballot?
Yeah, but she's not contested in the primary.
Oh, okay.
So she's contested in November. So you'll want to talk to her before November.
Okay. That's
you know
somebody?
her?
I think so.
You've heard of her. Have you heard of her?
I don't.
I don't know who she is.
No, I don't either.
So has it been that we have not invited anybody on?
Brother, we on a roll now.
Okay.
But remember, we had some.
Have we invited anybody else or no?
No, we haven't.
That's bad, man, because we're going to get some feedback and some blowback and some interesting stuff. They like, you know what? I knew it. Y'all got a white lady on there. I'm like, so?
Well, there aren't any people of color running in my race, so there's that. It's not like you picked me over someone else.
We could use that. You got it?
And I do, at least my children are black.
The people that came
Wait a
on.
minute. They are?
My older two
remember?
children.
Hear that? No, I was just, I'm just saying, I like that.
You would love them.
I think
No, you don't. You don't
your
know
son
him.
looks familiar.
Matt? He works at Central.
Yeah.
Matt, you know him?
I know who he looked familiar. I go to basketball games, I ref.
Yeah.
I mean, he
What
looked
does he do?
familiar. I don't know.
He's a
He
teacher.
just looked familiar.
Well, so he graduated from the U of I with his biology degree, and he hasn't totally decided what to do with his biology degree. So he's sorting out whether he wants to do education.
Mm-hmm.
So he's a teacher's aide at Central, and he helps with football. He's helping with basketball. He
ref
loves it.
football.
He's probably gonna
That's good.
get a
I ref
certificate to be a real
football.
teacher.
I've read football. I probably.
Yeah. So
Okay.
that's Matt, and then Kat's a sophomore at the U of I,
Boom.
and then the little guy's in kindergarten.
See?
Okay. So you have 3 children.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So before we let you go, I did mention earlier that I probably won't fill in a vote for the president. You know, is that something that your opinion? Is that something that you like to share? I mean, I just Bernie. I mean, Bernie, I think messed up when he's trying to come off as a socialist. You know, I podcast 67 times with a capitalist.
Yeah.
Really? We got capitalists around here?
You are a capitalist.
So are you.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, you're at will. Like, yeah, we're all capitalists, believe it or not.
Right.
Even socialists are capitalists.
So I am of the opinion. I'm speaking for Kenneth Jenkins at Kenneth Jinks on Twitter and Instagram. Ken Jinks on Facebook.
Got a preposition in front of it.
Yeah, so I'm speaking for me. I don't represent my I don't speak for my employer or
Your wife or your children.
so.
An indemnity insurance. Man.
But I think Bernie he blew it by still trying to claim that socialism stuff.
What is socialism?
I don't know.
See, that's the thing.
So I'm not gonna I'll stay fair and impartial on elections that aren't mine. I definitely pick me in my race, but the other races I'm gonna stay fair and impartial on. But I will just say the sad observation that primary started off so diverse and beautiful,
Yes.
and we're right back down to we're gonna have a very old, very white, very male president, one of
Yeah.
3 people,
That's right.
and
that's
it's like
what
it
is.
started off. It was such a beautiful sight.
It appeared. Listen, it appeared to be a certain kind of way.
It did, and it wasn't.
It's like a pattern, man. This thing, it's like a 45 record. It's been stuck in the groove so long. It's just gonna play out to the end. It's just like, this. Who's gonna beat Donald Trump?
Listen,
Nobody.
I don't know, Ramona. I might have said it last week or the last time we recorded.
I gotta hear this.
He's going to wash Biden so bad.
Wait a minute now. You putting that out in the universe?
Yes.
So you want Trump to win?
I don't care.
Are you gonna vote for him?
Oh,
No, I'll never vote for him.
Are you gonna vote against him?
If I leave it blank, is that voting against him?
it is.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, then I might vote against. I might leave it blank. So what did you just say?
Well, you're either going to help him win or help him to lose. It's going to be one or the other. Like me, if I decide to vote for him, he's going to win. If I decide to vote against him, he's going to lose.
Okay.
So your vote has to be such that this is what it is. I have the deciding vote. His ass is out of there, or can't nobody touch him like hammer. Do no harm. I mean, like a doctor's oath. You just got to figure out which one to pick, and you got to stick on it.
I hear you.
So
Pick one. You voting for him? Give me an answer.
as of today, no.
Well, as of yesterday.
No.
As of tomorrow.
No.
Tomorrow's not here
Maybe.
yet.
Maybe. Now, we got to speak things as though it is. We can speak it into existence.
We talking about Biden, right?
Forget Biden. We're talking about Trump.
Assuming I'll never fill in the bubble for Trump.
Okay.
Never. But as of today, I won't fill in a bubble for Biden if he wins
What about the
the
old guy?
nomination.
What about the geriatric genius?
Oh, Byrne.
The older guy.
They all old, but
They're all
yeah.
so
Now, this
old.
guy's like old.
Yeah, Bernie. I mean, I'm thinking,
Yeah, Bernie
I'm
Mac.
going to go vote tomorrow because I work right across the street from the Union.
How valuable is the vote tomorrow?
Well, I'm just going to vote for Ramona because I don't feel like dealing. I'm going to court on the 17th instead of vote, so I'm going to have it out the way.
I got you. So you're not going to vote for Bernie?
So on the 17th, there are so many pretrials. That is a really busy day at the courthouse.
Oh, we going?
You could see a lot of fascinating things.
Okay, I'm going. So basically, my deck, the way things are today, I think that Trump is going to have such a huge lead on election day that it might not be in the realm of possibility that Biden concedes the election before the polls close. I just think it's that bad. I really do. And brother, I believe that we're talking about, we might have 30% of black men that actually vote for Trump in this election.
What's wrong with that?
I'm not saying anything is wrong. I'm just saying that that's just the reality of the situation and how bad this presidential election is going to be. Now, I did want to ask you. I did want to ask you because you are a judge. Yes, you are. You're a judge.
See,
I'll be a judge.
Okay, you're going to be a judge.
Oh Lord.
So,
and then I can't talk about politics, and I have to stay neutral and
for
fair
sure.
and impartial.
Okay.
See,
I don't want to jeopardize anything.
She ain't got it yet. It's all right.
Okay, but so one thing I have heard is that there are 2 Supreme Court justices that probably will retire the next term.
Probably.
So
whoever the president is will have an awful lot to do with that.
Right. So right now it's 5-4 Republican, Democrat. So let's just say Trump does get elected. It would be 7-2 if he fills them with the way he'll probably fill them.
And he's filled an awful lot of federal judge positions already.
So
it's taken a turn politically for sure.
So for that reason, I may vote for Biden, assuming the way these primaries have went, that he's kind of positioning himself to be the nominee. So for that reason, we just never know what's so funny, man.
The whole voting smoking thing is just kind of
right. So we've had conversations about voting. Why not vote? Ooh, that was close.
Yeah, if I'm not busy, and I have absolutely nothing to do, which is highly unlikely, I just can't even fathom taking off. Excuse me, going down to the post office and.
You can go to the Love Corner.
Can't go down in a different area. I can't go there and vote. I gotta. Yes, I can.
If you vote early.
The polls are
it's okay.
Sunday. Here, I'll just make sure that you know this.
Lord, give me some of them door knockers I can hang on people last minute.
It is Sunday from 1 to 4. They even have a meal at the Love Corner for Souls to the
Bishop
Polls.
Gwynn, he's a good man.
I like him. Yep.
So.
The Love Corner. Yeah, my brother and sister go to that church.
Yeah, but it's universal polling. I do.
You do? Mm-hmm. And you're a politician. Mm-hmm. And
you go to church?
I'm not really a politician. I just have to be one. It's the only path to get to the bench.
So what's the importance? So I have a friend that ran for, you probably know her. She ran for Attorney General and got washed by Kwame.
Mm-hmm.
What's her name?
Erica Harold. She has not. I saw her dad last night at the game.
Did you tell her what we said? Is she coming on the show?
I have not seen her. I saw her.
Did you email?
Yes.
She emailed you back?
No.
Give me her email.
Huh? Give who?
Give me her email. It's public.
Yeah, I'll give it to her.
Send it to me so I can find out what the problem is.
I saw her dad last night at the game. He said she had been in Maine or she had been on the East Coast somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Is she running for something?
No, she got washed. That's why I want to talk to her.
But she can get rinsed.
She was supposed to be winning. She was supposed to be winning, and then Barack came through, and
that's part of it. That's politics.
Yeah. You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Listen.
Well, the reason why I brought that up is because that was the first time ever in my life that I voted Republican.
Mm-hmm.
Why'd you vote Republican? You black. You're supposed to do a straight ticket.
I voted for her.
Nope. You're supposed to close your eyes and do it.
We sung in the Sunshine Choir in church as children.
Nice. That's a good reason to vote for.
That's a really good reason.
Yep, that's the only reason. Nothing else,
The church choir.
Yes, as kids. I don't even go to church now.
Ooh, that's.
Do you go to church, Ramona?
Yeah, I do.
What church you go to?
St. Matthew, I'm Catholic.
Oh, okay. Okay, so you're in and out. I like that. No. He's a preacher's kid.
I can't change that.
That's probably for the best.
Yeah, I can't do anything about that.
So we're gonna get you out of here. We're gonna get you out of here because he got to go to Dewey. So
that's right.
And I gotta pack up all this stuff. But favorite place to eat in town? What are your favorites?
Oh, I mean, none of them are still here. My favorite was Mr.
Mountain
Steak.
Jacks.
I loved
Mountain Jacks. See?
No, I worked at Mr. Steak all during college and law school, and I miss it so much. Well, it's gone. It was on University and Goodwin. What is my favorite place here?
So let's just say you hit the Powerball.
Oh Lord, she's gonna quit her job,
and you go out celebrate and you got the family, the 3-year-old. So I'm not talking about
be in Chicago.
I'm not talking about letting your hair down, but just
you're going to Farron's.
Probably a Mexican restaurant. Any of them.
Okay, which one?
I like them all. I like Dos Reales.
Yep, they're gonna drink the Dos Equis.
I don't like those. I like Mays and the Fernando's truck.
I like them all. There's a lot of them.
Mays and the Fernando's truck. Okay.
What is that? The Fernando's truck. Never mind.
But I guess if we're hitting the Powerball, then we can just build a new Mr. Steak, right?
That's right there.
I don't remember Mr. Steak.
Yeah, it's a non-profit restaurant.
And I lived in Urbana.
It was amazing. It was the best.
See, I thought
it was like a Curry Cafe or something like that.
What? How old are you?
What about
I am
Tim Ponies?
42. I'll be 43 in September.
Okay, you're super young.
I grew up on by King's School. So, yeah, King's School, that area.
Do you happen to know Kaliko Bowie or James Oliver?
That's my guy.
They both worked with me. They worked with me at Mr. Steak.
Kaliko Bowie. Shout out Kaliko. I got to get him on.
Yeah.
What does he do?
He worked at Centennial and he a coach at Parkland, assistant coach.
He a good coach?
And he used to be a fantastic coworker at Mr. Steak.
Really?
Okay.
That's all right.
And Bojo. Matter of fact, I just seen Bojo a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Small world.
Yeah.
It is small world.
Okay.
Yeah, he was asking
Ramona, how you feeling?
Good.
Okay.
Good.
We didn't pry too hard. Okay.
Hey, look, she can't.
I just want to make sure the guests had a good time.
It had a good time.
See, salt to the.
Well, we thank you so much for coming.
Thanks for the invite.
And I couldn't park. She took the privilege. I couldn't even get in there. She took the, what do you call it?
I'm parked on the street.
That's not your vehicle?
Yeah, I let her in through the front.
Oh, it must be somebody else. Somebody with a government plate. You don't have government.
I don't have a government
Somebody
plate.
with government plates parked so far over the line. I couldn't even.
I got a handicap thing. I but it's for my auntie in Florida.
You shouldn't say that.
Hey, that shit come in handy, man.
Hey, well, you know what? That's fine. They park in our spot sometime too. So.
Right. There you go. No, Ramona, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm going to the union to vote tomorrow.
You serious?
Yes. It's just right across the street from where I work.
You gonna vote for her?
Yeah, I'm going to vote
Why?
for her.
What did it?
Well, tonight did it. I'm biased. She came on our show, so.
That's a good reason to vote for somebody?
Yes.
You're supposed to close your eyes and weigh stuff, man. I've been reading about this. The scale of justice, wherever the evidence, the preponderance or something like that, you got to... Because she came on the show. That's
So
me too. Shit. All right. Give me a sticker.
But you know what? The state of Illinois, we need to do better with our. No, Cook County got some nice stickers, man.
We don't care about that. We gonna vote for you.
Thank you.
And we gonna get. Do we get stickers?
You will when you vote.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
We're gonna vote for her.
Get 2 in case I can't make it. Give it a match.
So do we expect turnout to be good overall?
I think turnout's going to be pretty good.
Okay, good. We need turnout to be good so how do you feel about the referendum and everything that's going on in Unit 4? You have a son that's an employee. Are you fine with that? You do live in Champaign?
We live in Savoy, but we're part of Unit 4.
You live in Champaign, so that referendum. So that referendum.
Nice house in Savoy.
So we bought the house
Taxes are...
because we had our surprise baby and we didn't still fit in our other house. And then my husband, who is very smart, was like, they just built a school in Savoy. What if we got a house right by that school? And when our little boy gets to be old enough, he can just walk to and from school.
That is smart.
Oh, it's just like a fairy tale.
See, it's convenient. And you know what? And the property value is going to go up as well. That's good. How are the taxes?
I think they're fine. I'm pretty sure they're fine.
Okay. Is there a mayor in Savoy?
There is. I think it's a president of the village.
Yeah, it's a village.
I think.
It's a village.
Wow.
Because I used to referee adult rec games. I used to referee adult rec games at the rec center, and it would the check would have to go through the village. Yeah,
you had to pay taxes on it.
Not really taxes, but if I made too much, they would run that. They would run that 1098. I think it is.
1099.
1099. Yeah.
No, 1099. I don't know. You're talking about the independent contractor thing, so you can do your own taxes.
Sole proprietor. Yeah. So I make sure I didn't.
1098. That's real estate.
I didn't ref enough for them to.
Mess with you.
Yeah.
They just give you cash, man.
That's like
I can't believe this conversation.
no. So no.
It's an entertainment.
No.
So you can buy another
So
handicap.
listen, if you work for school, they don't pay you cash.
What?
But they give you a check. So the check is there.
Mm-hmm.
But if you make more than 500 at that school, then they send you a form.
So you can pay tax.
So I can go make 450 at Urbana, 450 at Centennial, 450 at Central. That's football and basketball. And they won't send out a statement. So a lot of people that are on child support paying alimony, they make sure. That's not a gym. I don't, they that's how they do it.
Not good.
Child support baby daddies' lives matter too.
Well, let's not put this out there.
They do.
They do.
They do.
And that's why if they hit the Powerball,
They still got to pay. They should want to pay. That's more important. Integrity is doing the right thing.
So how do you determine? How do you determine what is a good rate? Because you're not going to win the lottery every single. Okay,
Maybe
Ramona got to go.
Look it up. Well, no, I mean, if we're going to keep coming back to this, I should just look it up. I just haven't done child support for a long time.
This is what we call podding. Podding. Hashtag podding. PODDIN. And this happens sometimes, where
it's like a tangent.
We have a legal expert in the building.
But then you should have told me that's what we were going to talk about.
It was something that
I didn't know.
It didn't dawn on me.
Okay, Dawn.
Until I said, "Hey,
she's a lawyer.
Been talking
she knows
about
everything
this.
About the law.
We have been talking about this." The last couple of episodes. Remember A Schultz? Shout out A Schultz.
Who in the hell?
Remember when she commented on our YouTube about?
Nope.
Yeah. Matter of fact, she say? She responded to our dialogue last episode. I gotta read it.
What'd she say while she's looking at the Black's Law Dictionary?
I don't know.
Legal Zoom or something.
NBA suspends all
Shapiro,
regular season games. Holy mackerel.
God, that was smart. Now he's getting residual income off LegalZoom.com after. That was smart. Now, that's the thing I like about capitalism. Mm-hmm. He can capitalize on, he's a brand now. He said he hated being on the OJ case. He said, I just hated it. Like, okay, you better wait to say it now.
Oh Lord, A Schultz wrote a book.
Oh, what'd she say? How long is it? You got time to read it?
I don't seem to be getting any service.
Yeah, it's not earned income, Ramona.
So, and maybe that's the law currently. When I did child support, it didn't have to be earned income. It was income from all sources.
So, if you're a judge, how would you?
I would follow the law, whatever the law currently is. But I don't know what the law of child support currently is, because they made a ton of massive revisions just a couple of months after I stopped.
Say conspiracy.
Doing that. So.
Okay.
But I know you can find the answer at Illinois Legal Aid online.
Okay. That's right. And you want to determine if it's worth it anyway. Do you really want to spend the energy to find that junk out?
Hey, Schultz, we do appreciate you listening week in and week out when we do episodes. Yes, we do.
All right.
That's why we do it. We don't, it's out there in the universe. Our voices will be heard 1,000 years from now.
That's right. It's in the ether.
Our voice will be heard 1,000 years from now. But A. Schultz responded to our Minding Our Own Business, Staying Out of Yours episode 65.
All right, in 2 minutes, just recap it.
Okay. She says, so I was not saying that men should put money aside just in case they get divorced or have to pay child support.
She wasn't saying that. She ain't like that.
Right. What I was ultimately saying is if someone gets a multi-million-dollar contract that they can live comfortable on, say, $250K a year, why all the fancy houses, jewelry, cars, and lavish expenses? Athletes or whoever needs to be smart and invest, put money into retirement funds since they know that they can't play for a long time. I know that if someone gave me $1 million free and clear, I could live on that for the next 15 years comfortably. I also want to say that I'm not all about the she gets half in a divorce. You are responsible for your own. And so we were just talking about, with Kobe and everything, just how the salaries, and so you have this window of where you're getting a lot of money, and then when you retire or they say you're not good enough, you go from maybe the veterans minimum is $5 million a year to $0. So if you're on child support,
it's incredible.
It's like, I can't pay this.
But watch this: if you're making $5 million a year and you have to pay 20%, 40% in child support, or whatever the case, whatever that number is, if you budget, you might be able to live off of that after child support.
Right, because Schultz just said 15 years. If you give her $1 million, she can live free and clear for 15 years. Well, let's just say you give her $1 million free and clear at 20. So she's basically saying at 35.
Listen,
the child's only 15. If that's 3 more years of child support.
And you're voting tomorrow.
I'm voting tomorrow.
And you're probably voting at Love Corner on Sunday.
I'll see what I can do.
Maybe.
No, I'm voting tomorrow. Ramon, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
You done good. I'm really proud of you.
Thank you.
You did a good job.
Good luck.
Very comfortable. I think you'll do fine. I can tell you've been around a lot of black people, though.
We are black coffee, no sugar, no cream.
Be comfortable.
Yeah.
Look, if you can be comfortable around anybody, it's best that you serve everybody.
I agree.
Black coffee, no sugar, no.
That's right.
Black coffee, no sugar, no cream podcast.
Well, before we're gonna check out. Hopefully, she can give us a drop and we can get a picture for our podcast.
Can you take
album art?
I can take a picture.
Yeah. So Black coffee, no sugar, no cream. Episode 6. We are having fun. We are potting. Ramona is at home. Thank you so much again. Episode 67. We are everywhere. Black coffee, no kNOW sugar, no kNOW cream.
No,
you got to no sugar and no cream.
That's a good catch, man. That's good.
Yes.
What about the mugs? What happened to the black sugar?
Man,
black coffee? We need mugs. We need t-shirt.
We need merch. Yeah, we got
advantage of this
merch coming soon. Go vote. Yeah. I'm endorsing Ramona Sullivan. Wow. I'm endorsing Ramona Sullivan for County Circuit Judge. Resident. What's the title?
Resident Circuit Judge.
Resident Circuit Judge. I am endorsing Ramona Sullivan.
Thank you so much.
Shout out Kaliko and Bojo. I'm gonna text Kaliko as soon as I leave here.
Okay.
Man, I'm gonna text him and say,
not now. All right. Let's get. It's 8:47. It's been really nice.
No, for real though. No, but thank you again, Ramona. It's Black Coffee, no cream, no sugar, no cream.
I'll see this.
Episode 67. And brother, man, go on, take us home in the Arabic language. Hold on. I gotta get it right, done. Get done right.
Come on, in the name of Jesus. Come on.
First of all, wash your hands. Use sanitizer.
Right.
Cover your mouth when you cough.
That's right. It's good.
Rebuke the coronavirus in the name of whoever. And because they just, since we've met, they're suspending all NBA games.
Who?
NBA suspends the season until further notice.
What?
A player, Rudy Gobert, reportedly tests positive for coronavirus.
Who is he?
He's an NBA player, an all-star.
Man, just don't let him in the game. Let everybody else play. That ain't fair.
Big Ten NCAA announces the men's and women's tournament will be held without fans.
So they're just going to contaminate each other on the court?
That's why they're suspending the play.
I'm saying they're going to play without fans, which means they're going to cross-contaminate each other.
Well, if fans are flying in, they pretty much saying, hey, if you shake a hand, you might get it.
But they're going to play?
As of right now, but maybe by tomorrow, no.
Yeah, NBA.
I'm saying they're going to play, but there won't be any fans in the stand.
That just was 4 minutes ago. I don't have all the answers. 4 minutes ago.
He has service right now, so he's able to read
Verizon. Yeah.
All right, TikTok.
Don't tell me you were Cricket. And you an attorney.
She got AT&T.
I have AT&T, but it's just not.
Oh, okay. Well, let's get out of here. Okay, so yeah, wash your hands, all that good stuff. And until next time, may peace be unto you. And brother, take us home in the Arabic language.
Arabic language, assalamu alaikum.
Y'all finished or y'all done?
Sounds very.
I ain't got no more talk.
Very professional.
Peace, y'all.
Peace.